Hey guys, welcome to our Monday episode of our Daily Stock Market Insights. It's a brand new week, another week full of action. And yes, we are ready to discuss your requested stocks along with the trending stocks in the market today. Okay, so let us first talk about your index. Okay, let me just pull up our chart. Okay, let us see how the market performed today. By the way, guys, I am using a Bollinger Band and RSI as our main indicators here. And of course, we look at the chart, the candlesticks as our basis, plus the volume, plus, of course, as our basis for our analysis. Okay, let's discuss the index. Oh, so we're still moving technically sideways for the index here. Looking at our support and resistance, we managed to push the price higher. However, there is a short-term resistance right at the MA20 line. As you can see here, the white line at the center is an MA20 line. So we just follow the Bollinger Band's default settings here. And 6,032 so far is being respected by the market or by the index. And let's find out if it will manage to cross the MA20 line. So if it does, then it will technically break the downtrend that I currently see for the index. As you can see, let's have this. See, that's currently the range that the index is moving at. Okay, so it created the lower lows and a lower high over here. So first, if it breaks that MA20 line, that's a good sign. But ultimately, if it breaks the upper yellow line here, then that breaks the downtrend. So far, let's use 6,032 as our support level, because for 3 days, technically, this being the fourth, now much higher than the support level, so that we can say 6,032 is still our support area. Pure gold. Let's take a look at pure gold. Okay. 44 million foreign buying that happened today, so that could mean something positive for pure gold, right? But just take note that we are currently sitting at a resistance area. So if it manages to break out of that resistance, then all good. We might face another wave of potential bullish movements there in the coming days. So the condition is it has to start probably higher than the 49 level, because currently it has not officially broken the resistance level as of yet. We are just sitting right at the resistance area. And the reason why I said that is because we previously had a resistance here. Okay, so just probably put this on your watch list if you are into breakout plays or momentum trades. This is a good stock to monitor or engage in. Okay, so condition, prices to start higher than 49.45 or 49.55, because most likely it will push some more higher, and then we don't know when it will retrace and retest your previous resistance, creating a brand new support there, and then continue to move up again. So normally it moves higher. That's your it will create that higher high. Emperador. Emperador also sitting at a possible resistance, guys. This is the area I'm looking at. So if you're interested in getting in, same recommendation. You have to wait for the price to break out of that resistance before we can say you have a potential breakout play there. Also, just one thing to take note of, I just noticed this decline in momentum for your RSI. while we reached the top second time around, your RSI has started to decline. Okay, so just be extra careful, be mindful. Probably the first red candlestick that you see formed around this area, that could already mean a sign of weakness. And if you're already profitable, maybe consider locking in some profit there. Pizza. Let's take a look at pizza. Pizza is showing very constricted Bollinger Band. And normally, if I see this happening, if it continues to push the upper band higher, then we might have a significant move right after that. Let's see this one. Oh, no cash dividend. Okay, it's fine. Right, so I'd like to use our MA20 level as our support right now. So at any time, let us say the market gives you a chance around that level, you can probably start accumulating volume there. Your RSI is also seated at the 50-ish area. So that means there are a lot of people already showing interest in this stock. So momentum is starting to pick up while we were just here flatlining, right, doing sideways. So I'm excited to see that possible breakout here. Just similar to what happened here, we had a what do you call this? We had a constricted Bollinger Band right at this level. And notice what happened when we started pushing the band lower, then you see that significant drop in the price. So in the event we do the same to the upside now, I am anticipating almost the same. Okay, I don't think we can replicate this as well. We might have something like this, but at least that is already a big increase in the price. So start monitoring this, or probably find your entry points. So far 6.01 is our support area that I see. SEC. Oh, what is happening to you? So there's a drop. There's a breakdown in price. We started triggering. In fact, this should not be a surprise to everyone. Similar to what I said in the previous talk, we came from a very constricted Bollinger Band, and now we've started pushing or pulling the price downwards, and it's like a pull of gravity. It started triggering the lower band, and see what's happening now. Almost or more than a week of decline, and we even broke the previous support. Previous support was around 11 peso area, and now we're also dropping some more. I just feel that there is a possibility that we could do double bottom here around the 9 peso level. Okay, so if you're a big fan of SEC, just hang in there, save your buying power, because I feel that you can get this at the 9 peso level. Just find your entry, okay? I'm not saying the moment it touches the 9 peso area, you get in right away. No. Wait for it to probably see a bullish divergence in your RSI. What we want to see is something like this, yeah. While the price is touching the same level, we want to see an RSI that's much higher. So it touches this, for instance, and we retain the same look in our RSI, then that's a bullish divergence. GTCAP. For GTCAP, okay, also doing sideways. I feel that the moment that this breaks the MA20 line, or this crosses the MA20 line, that could already trigger some more bullish actions there. But for now, it's just steady doing sideways. So let's just wait for it to cross that path, which is very, very near to where we are at right now. So for now, let's just use the 445.60 level for our support area. No volume yet, see that? But we are already at the exactly 50 area for our RSI. So people are still holding on to their position. Not if it holds at that area, that means a lot of investors have already entered and waiting for that perfect timing for the price to move higher. MBT as well. Wow, looks like There was a rejection that happened when the price reached the MA20 line. So what could that be? So far, I think we can just still retain our support area at the 35, 36 level. Let's still stick to that. Looks like it is still respecting that area as our support. We're not ready to take off yet, but rather we might see some possibilities that it could touch the 35.93 area again, moving sideways before we fully take off. SECB. SECB also doing sideways. Right at the 100 peso area. Okay, looks like that is still respecting your 100 peso level. In several locations, it's been, each time this price level gets hit, it's still bouncing at that area. So that could also mean something, especially because the day prior, you had a doji over here, which is at the support level. So let us see if it will continue to bounce. Okay. It could be a double-edged sword, but because if the price starts lower than 100 tomorrow and then most of the action happens below that, then that could mean some more triggers downwards. So my take is I suggest you wait for the price, wait for the stock to do its thing the entire day and wait for, let's say, the 1 hour before the market closes or 30 minutes before the market closes, and that's when you decide to get in. If most of the action or the price at that time would be lower than 100, then expect some more drop in price right there, because that will break the support area that we currently are seated at. Next would be GMA7. Oh, this is a bounce for GMA. So it looks like it indeed has respected 5.37 as our support. Then it continued to move higher. So I feel that we might see some more bullish actions there. Let's use this as our nearest resistance, 6.03. People might just take profit there for those who have entered at the support level. Let's see. How much is that? So that's a good 12%. A lot of traders will already be taking profit with a 12% gain or even less. Okay, so just try to observe. If let's say you enter at 5.75, you have a risk or a reward of 5.40 against the possible. So it's just like 1:1. So it's your call. Mac. Okay, this also has established a bounce. Okay, so this is what we want to see. I feel that we will be starting to move the price higher, because this ended outside of the Bollinger Band, but in today's candlestick we managed to engulf uh, you know this price. We're much higher now, and I think in terms of size we're already bigger than this one. But then again, I'm still putting my support right at this level, because just in case, the market can be volatile, and people might take profit and give you a chance very near 5.22. So our recommendation is to get in as near as you can to our support level. So my suggestion is, if you can watch the market, try to put it around 5 3 minute time frame, and then just put your line there at 5.22 being a support. So let's see at what point, at what time will you be able to get in. At the same time, wow, 20% August 11. Interesting. They give out in percentage. 20% stock dividends. So if you have 1,000 shares, let's say 1,000 shares times 5.22 equals 52. and you get 1,000 shares times 20%, so you get 200. 200 times 5.22, that's 1,044 divided by 5,000. Was it 5,000? Yeah. So that's already a good amount. It's like you just gained 20%. You traded, you entered at a specific amount, and then you gained 20%. I just feel that because of this is a very attractive offering for stock dividends. So I think people will start accumulating now, and it will push the price higher. This is definitely better than this kind of offering here. Okay, so watch out. Start watching this stock for a possible dividend play here. August 14, no, August 11, that's your X date. That means if you want to really take part in this, enter before August 11, and then let us say by August 11, if you feel that a lot of people are already taking profit, then you can already exit on that date as well. Because the first minute of August 11th, if the system recognizes that you have some shares in the stock, that means you are already qualified to get those dividends. Okay. Next, it's SMC. I've seen a lot of great news around SMC today. I don't know. Maybe people are just hyping it up. But two things. I think around. Let me just duplicate this. Duplicate. I've seen some news concerning SMC. It mentioned about the airport. There's another one. Let's open this. What does it say? Full speed ahead and faced by pandemic. Okay, so I was reading it. I placed the recording on mute. So it just mentioned here that I think this is a promising and very powerful statement. The president and chief operating officer, which is Ramon Ang, mentioned that all the projects are ongoing despite the pandemic. Look at this. You separate the men and the boys. In a crisis, there's always an opportunity like this. Nice. When everybody is staying home, we are out working and we make sure all our projects are in full speed. When they wake up and finally report to work, we are already done. We are already done. So all of the opportunity we have particularly harvested. He added, most important of these things as we want to keep the jobs. Okay, yep. Another news around this, which is I think it's something to do with the airport. I can't backtrack anymore. Their Bulacan airport construction is still ongoing despite the pandemic, so they're on track in terms of their timelines. So that's another good thing. So going back to the chart here for SMC, it's just flatlining, but definitely all the big players are already starting to accumulate in here. Okay, if you are to just observe here, you have big spikes in volume while the price was really at the bottom over here. You'll see a increasing volume. So that's another thing to look forward to. I think that this statement I am addressing to our long-term investors, okay? In the meantime, looking at the chart over here, we are still on sideways. We're moving sideways so far. And if the market gives you a chance at the 98.21, that would already be a good entry price. Just probably wait for a green candlestick to come out before you enter in this stock. But looking at this foreign buying of 4.34 million, I think that's already looking good there. The next is Dito, another popular stock. Okay, I wonder what this means, right? Because this is a doji, and normally if it enters around a resistance area, that's when you see a possible shift in direction. But let's see, okay, let us just see first. If we'll use this as our trend line, we have a downtrend that's being formed right here. Okay, so now let's just use that as our main trend line. So far it is still following that path. But if we break out of this upper line here, which is currently acting as a resistance, then we can say we might have, some more bullish actions there. In the meantime, let's just use this. And I'd like to use the 2.74 area or 2.76 area as our support level still. Okay, so I feel that it could possibly drop here and make a bounce, and it won't even reach here anymore, right? So sometimes it does that as well. So slight bounce, retrace, flatline at 276, and eventually break out of this declining resistance, or bearish resistance. Next, MWIDE. Oops. MWIDE. Oh, nice. Let me see. So there was a gap up that happened today. At one point, it even reached 10%. So this is what I was mentioning. I think I've mentioned this several times, guys. When there is a gap up, normally the market revisits and closes the gap before it takes off again. So what happened here, in some occasions, it revisits the gap after several days or several weeks, sometimes months. But in this case, it started the price higher around 8.03, and at one point within the day, it even reached as high as 8.10. But the day ended with people taking profit, and then went back to 7.48, which is lower than the start price. So that's what happened because there was a gap up that happened today. Now, what I can see here is because we're now higher than the MA20 line, there might be a possibility that it could still, because it's not fully filled yet, and there you have MA20 right there. So there's a possibility that it could even go down some more and retest your 7.29 or 7.30 level. And create a support right at that area before it goes higher again. Now, if you're a long-term investor for this stock, look at that. It has significantly dropped, and we're now starting to move higher, but baby steps. We have not fully taken off yet, but it started to move higher now. So use 730 as our support in case you want to get in. APVI. Oi. Looks like we broke the short-term support here. Previously, I think I also mentioned this. Let's use this as our support area, but the very first, probably first 30 minutes, I think this was already broken. That could have already been your sign. 9:30, 9:45. Yeah. First 15 minutes, price dropped. That could have already been your trigger. Because the next 15 minutes, then that was a confirmation that there was a breakdown in price. So I feel going back to, oh, so there's a possibility that it could drop some more. Notice we have nothing here. There's no moving average that could act as our um, support. So it could be a free fall. We don't know where it could possibly drop. So just be extra careful at this point because the starting price was broken and we don't know if we could even reach as low as 5 peso or 6 peso. No historical data to support that as of yet. So be extra careful if you have not cut your losses yet. I suggest cut your loss. If you probably entered around 16.82 around that level, consider cutting your loss now because I feel that there could be some more drops. Okay, be extra careful with this stock. Mary Mart. Okay. There was this is another stock that can be on a 50-50. It's again a double-edged sword when you're at the support area because if it does not hold the support at 2.48, there could be some more drops. Considering that there was a gap here, guys, it might fill this gap as well. Okay, and then this one. So let's see first if this support level will hold. Okay, so let's use that. So far, there's 622,000 on foreign buying, but the volume is still low. Okay, your RSI is still at the healthy level 54. So let's just watch and see if this area. So far, at least you know where the support level is. Tech. As for tech, still there's another breakdown in price for tech. Support is right over here, 657 previously. So now because we broke that support level, the next possible drop could be 5.81. Let's see if because there I saw this. Okay, let us see if it will this time bounce at that area. So if it breaks that again, that's another critical level. We might even reach 3.68 again. Okay, so those are the key areas to monitor. This for now 6.30 or 6.60 is acting as our uh, resistance. That the reason being is we had a breakdown in price. Previous support could now act as a resistance. HLCM. HLCM, we've started to move higher. Okay, price was moving downwards while your RSI is gaining momentum. This is bullish divergence while the price was moving down here, but this could mean just a temporary bounce and might revisit your previous support right over here. Okay, 5.35 to 5.24 level. It's an area, so but at least you have this level as your support. Okay, so just be extra careful there. So maybe what you can do is wait for a stabilization, or at any time it touches the 5.35 again, then at least you are able to haggle for a few pesos or cents. Let's take a look at Ali. Okay, Ali is showing us, wow, 75.4 million foreign buying. So that's a strong, or that's a significant amount. 31.66. Okay, so that's the nearest support. So try to see if the market will give us a chance tomorrow. Some people might take profit and allow us to enter at a much cheaper price. Anywhere between 31.66 to 32.95 could be a good price. But I really have no control. We could even have a gap up tomorrow. So if it crosses the MA20 line, that's a much even better outlook there. But by that time you have to be quick, right? If you want to catch this, you have to really watch the market. But for long-term investors, anywhere uh, between 31.66 to 32.95, that's a good area to enter. We're very near the 50 peso level for our, or yeah, 50 for our RSI, so that should already look attractive now. Overall, see that we're starting to build higher lows. Okay, so there you have it, guys. I have reviewed these stocks for you. If your stock is not part of this list, just let me know. Drop a comment so that I can prioritize your request tomorrow. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that each time I have new videos, you are updated. Thank you guys for watching, and good night for now. Bye bye.